Hey guys, it's Skybird, and I've got a spoiler for you that you are going to want to stay tuned for. I built a combination model of two sets today, a little early. This is part of my Barraki challenge, which if you don't know what that is, go check out that video. But suffice to say, I am taking two Barraki sets, combining them together, and I'm going to do this as many times as possible. Today's build is going to be Carapar and Mantax, and I want to show you this. It is going to be featured in another video in the future, but just for a taste of this series, it's going to be 5 videos. Let's get right on into it, because it's so good. So this is the build I was able to come up with. Actually only took about an hour to design, which I'm quite shocked with, and I don't want to think that I can reproduce something like this every single time, but if this is my starting point for this challenge, I am highly anticipating how this is going to go. Now, he currently does not have a name. I wanted to leave that up to you guys. And in terms of lore, fairly basic. I think that this is going to be some sort of like mutant elephant crab. And I know that sounds really weird, but the pit is all about mutating Rahi, right? And at the end of the day, this head design, I don't know, it just reminds me of this like brute warrior fantasy elephant thing, like with these sort of tusks coming out, or maybe these are the remnants of a trunk that once was, and you've got these tusks that are on the side. So maybe he like uses his old trunk and what's left of it is a whip or something. It's just it's kind of a gruesome little thought, but it's really cool at the end of the day. The body build on this is really inspired. It's actually quite a tall figure, all things considered, for just being 2 figures put together, and the body itself is built around these black torsos here, taking a little bit of inspiration from Gadunka, but built in a very different way. And I actually thought that Carapar had a dark gray torso piece, but in his instructions it's black, so I guess it's black. And I don't honestly mind. It looks so good. And what's really cool about it, there's actually some interesting techniques going on, because the body here itself, the upper body, is actually at like a forward angle a little bit because of the way it's attached to this lift arm here via these ball joints on the back side here. So that Rakshi leg is actually where the neck connects, and it's what sort of reinforces the structure on the top. It's not just a nice looking mock, it is solid. It's a rigid build, which I really like and appreciate. What's really nice about this too is just how well the armor fits all of the different contours of the body. The Carapar armor in here, just it feels like it was designed for this mock. And on top of that, we end up getting the Carapar armor on each side here as well. That is basically locked in place. It's really nice. It can be moved if you push it, but it clicks into like a specific position, yet nothing is stressed, nothing is strained, which is honestly kind of incredible. When it comes to articulation, he does have 2 joints in the neck, being that he is using the Metru arm here, and he even has a frictionless pin, or sorry, a friction pin in the neck as well, so he can move his head even further side to side. So plenty of range, but I like going for that sort of hunched look, and built up that neck area with these sort of Mantax, I don't know, spine pieces, whatever these pieces are called. The weapons themselves are fairly simple, just using the pinchers and bulked up around these feet pieces from the Mantax set itself. In terms of articulation for the arms, it's a little bit more limited, mostly because of how the arms are built, but you have really good articulation in the wrist. The elbow, you do have to do a little bit of finagling just because of the type of connection that is there, but it does work. It has plenty of range for the shortness of its arms, and of course you can raise them up and he can, I don't know, do some war cries or something, try to command an army of his Barraki, or you know, see Rahi, whatever the case, right? Along with that, he has the eye pieces here on the legs, and actually hidden within there are some red spike pieces as well. Those just help to align those armor pieces, because these armor pieces can be a little bit fiddly in how they connect front on like this. They're kind of strange in their design, but not bad pieces by any mean. And I really like the idea of having like eyes in the legs, even if they don't maybe function as eyes. The feet builds are also quite inspired, because using the squid launcher this time for something actually useful as back feet not only gives you that sort of rubbery material that helps him with grip, but also gives you a really solid like stand for the character. Obviously it looks really cool having these spikes on the front, and I guess you could try to balance the character on sort of the tips of those spikes, but this just gives you a heel on the back end so that the character really can't fall over. And yeah, so it is honestly just an incredible build in my personal opinion. And of course the build for this will be made available once the Barraki challenge starts, and it will be on my Discord free as well. I want these to be combination models for the community, so I want these to be something you can, if you own 2 Mantax or 2 Carapar sets, that you can build for yourself. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. Of course, links for my Instagram and for Discord will be in the description. Of course, if you want to support what I do here, you can check out my Patreon as well, get some perks from that. And I want to give you a full sort of look around at this guy before we end the video, so you can see him just from all angles. There's really no spots on him that feel unfinished, which I absolutely love. And I think there's maybe like 4 parts left over. And if I didn't mention it, I did add 1 extra piece in here, and it's 1 friction 3 long pin. So yes, I technically cheated. I just think it looks too good to really matter. So if you don't want to use that 3 long friction pin, if you want to be completely pure about it, you can't attach 2 of these armor on there. But Carapar only has 1 of those, and so I did add 1 more. I don't think it's a big deal. With that said though, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed, and be sure to subscribe. It does help the channel out. We're trying to hit that 1500 so we can do the Barraki challenge. Take care, guys.